Penhold's election forum. And we're going to just quickly go through the acclaimed council, and feel free to give them a hard time because they didn't work very hard to get where they are this evening. So what I'll do is for the council members that are here, I'm just going to say your name, and if you could stand up and wave. There won't be any speeches tonight for you, but just a hello will be good. Wendy Dodman. Hello. April Jones. Hannah Hoffman. Heather Klein. Danielle Puster. And Kathy Sitter. Awesome. So we are going to try to keep this to 1 hour, and I'm hoping to have you guys done and the candidates available for you at the end to speak with. I'd like you to reserve any clapping or remarks until the end of each segment, and that way we can just stay on task with that time. All of the questions are written on these cards. Please keep in mind that if there are any questions that are of a personal or attacking nature to any of the candidates, that they won't be addressed this evening. And candidates, please use your time allotment to focus on your platforms and avoid remarks towards your rival. And there will be an opportunity again to speak with the councillors and the candidates at the end of the forum. So we're going to start and take roughly 20 minutes to speak with the school trustees. And Sherry Cooper is going to start with her opening speech.
Thank you, Beth. Good evening. Great crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged to be here to speak with you tonight. I have lived in Penhold for over 20 years. I have been in the Red Deer area for more than that. Raised my family here, 3 children through the Chinook's Edge School Division. And now I also have grandchildren who have moved in on the scene, and they're also living in my house. And I think that that's what this is all about. It's about those people. It's about those children having a future. And I believe in community, and I believe in volunteering. That's why I became a trustee 6 years ago, was because I think that that's a very important role that we need to fill. And to be able to run a campaign, that's even better, because it gets all of us talking about education, something that is very important for our own future, as well as for the future of children. How have I done some of that work? I have been a volunteer teacher for the Alberta Science Network, a mentor for career counseling and aviation, a member of the Red Deer Air Show in various capacities, including the chair, and running a great fundraising event that way. And also, much more recently, working with the Penhold Area Fundraising Committee for Multiplex. And what a great group of people to work with. It gave me an opportunity to see how our municipalities work in conjunction with getting grants, and also working with wonderful people who just want to have a facility as marvelous as this. And it's a great honor to be standing here tonight to speak to you. But who am I really? I'm really a passionate advocate for children and for education. Children don't really ask a lot from us, but we have to be willing to do more than what they ask for. We have to be willing to go the extra mile. They need us to protect them. They need us to do that visionary work, to see into a future that maybe isn't all that clear. Because certainly the education system that I grew up in is not the education of today, and it probably won't be the education system of tomorrow. But we have to be visionary enough to give them the tools that they're going to need. They trust us to do that. And for the last 6 years, as your trustee, you've entrusted me with that work. So what have I been doing? Well, I have been working on the technology committee, a committee that we did not have prior to getting my role as trustee on the Chinook's Edge. We now have a technology committee. Part of what happened with that committee was an initiative for one-to-one laptops at Penhold School, smart boards throughout all of the schools in Sector 2 as well. Planning to make sure that not only do we have those tools, but also that we have digital citizenship, talking to students about the best ways to use that technology. And again, remembering that it is really a tool. But having a plan makes such a difference, being able to spend that money carefully and wisely. As well, part of the other work that I was involved with in the school board was public consultation. Prior to my role as trustee, we had report to the community. Basically, the way I look at it from my work as a pilot is we were on transmit and everybody else was on receive. Well, that doesn't get a whole bunch of wisdom out there. It doesn't get a bunch of great ideas generated. We turned that around. We call it public consultation because that's exactly what it needs to be. As chair of that particular committee for the school board, I managed to get everybody focusing on listening and engaging those wise people that have some great ideas, that have a lot of wisdom about what we can do better, and more importantly, are also affected by the decisions that we make at the school board table. My business experience, I think, has helped me a great deal as well, with the work on Facilities and Maintenance Committee, with Transportation, and with the Finance Committee. We had to work on some very difficult issues this past year, as I'm sure you've heard of the constraints we've had with the resources the government gave us for trying to deliver education in Alberta. But we met that challenge, and we met that challenge by consulting you, by talking to people and finding out what was important. Because what we really discovered, it's not the what that mattered, it's the who. And the who is those children. As long as we keep those children in our focus, then we can do what's right for them. Going forward, it's important to make sure that we have a number of great projects going, and some of them, I think, are like high school completion, making sure that our students have a future. Because I don't believe that high school completion is simply about worrying about getting kids into grade 1 and getting them through grade 12, graduating. I think it's about getting them to work. I also believe, and you're probably waiting for me to say it, we need to get a school in Sector 2. In my time as trustee in this division, the Sector 2 school has moved from number 8 on the priority list to number 1. Now what we need to do, part of what I want to do, is work with the provincial government and get them to release those funds so that we can do exactly that, build a school. Thanks, Sharon. Because I didn't get the 30-second one.
Oh, you didn't?
No, because I couldn't see you.
Okay, I still got that's fine. I will just end it. And next up we have Serena King.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Serena King, and I am running for school trustee for Chinook's Edge School Division, number 73, Sector 2.
Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay. Chinook's Edge is a school division that is comprised of 42 schools with serving up to 11,000 students. The 4 schools in the division that I would like to represent is Jesse Duncan Elementary School, Penhold School, Poplar Ridge, and River Glen. Each one of these schools are unique in nature. They have different things that they want to promote within their school systems. For example, Jesse Duncan Elementary School prides itself in being committed to the development of equality, involvement, diversity, and ensuring a safe and caring environment for students. Whereas Penhold School believes in developing a culture rich in student, family, and community involvement. River Glen believes in developing a culture of respect, diversity, dignity, and technology within a safe and welcoming environment. Poplar Ridge believes in developing a culture that actively seeks open communication in order to provide effective decision-making, organization, and continued supports for their students. This shared vision is however, even though each one of these schools has their own unique vision, they also have a shared vision among the division, which is that students come first, that they do put the children first in how they decide that things are to be ran. And in saying that, I also believe that I also share that vision. Okay? I believe that over the last 7 years, I have resided in Penhold. I have worked very hard in creating opportunity for growth in our community and ensuring that children had supports that they were needing. So I have volunteered with the Penhold School Age Care Program. In that, when I first started with them, they were at minimal levels of operation, where they had typically 1 to 7 children within the program. Now we currently operate outside of an independent facility that is still located on the Chinooks Edge school property at the Jesse Duncan Elementary School. That initiative took place through a partnership that was developed with Chinooks Edge School Division and Creating Spaces. So that grant was written by myself on the behalf of Chinooks Edge in order to solicit the opportunity to have a building placed on that property in order to be able to continue to provide care for the children. So that is something that we did receive in 2009-2010 school year, so that we could have a full year-round facility to provide a continued child care for students. So kindergartens has the opportunity, because they do half days, to come and have quality child care while they weren't in school. The other initiative that we've just branched out in doing is creating a daycare for the community as well. What we're hoping to do with this is to develop partnerships with key stakeholders in the community in order to ensure that the children coming up in our community have that opportunity to stay within the community. So the child care component will have education piece to it as well, to get them ready for kindergarten. So it kind of has that early education in it. I believe these are some of the things that I have done with volunteering with my time in order to help promote quality within our children, giving them opportunities. So I believe that Chinooks Edge is a wonderful division. It has great opportunity, and it continues to thrive and to provide resources for our children. And I would like to take the opportunity to represent you and to be a voice for you. I am open to hearing what you need and then trying to develop the resources or create the resources to help make things come into place. So thank you very much for your time.